Like, today has not been a good news day for Trump. And to be honest, like, a lot of people attacking him, even from his own side. This is one of those situations where, look, Trump did a lot of crazy shit this month. No, actually, I would say last month, pretty much. Where it somehow magically everything went fine. This doesn't make any of his other accomplishments, like, less amazing. But this is just a nasty stain on his pretty much golden ass month last month, getting like so many things done. And it's one of these things that suck because the Trump team hyped up the Epstein list. They were hyping it up. They were bringing it like this was the most important thing to ever happen, like pretty much ever. They were like the JFK files, the MLK files, the RFK files, all that shit. We're all gonna throw it out to the public. Then, the moment they had to release the Epstein list, we had so many different things. Oh, yeah, we're gonna release it. Oh, there's a truckload of papers. Oh, there's actually no papers at all. I'm gonna tell you, my personal thought is I don't think Trump is on it. The reason is because, think about this, every news media site went after him. Joe Biden and like a bunch of other people, like, they tried to give him like, what, 30 something plus felonies? I don't believe it's that. Plus, also, they tried to impeach him twice. So it's not that. What I believe is Trump is probably covering for one of his friends or somebody on that list. And that's why he doesn't want it to be exposed. And basically, this is being turned into a big deal because even if he's not a part of that list, now that he's actively hiding it from the public, it's one of these things in which he's basically helping the people on that list by not exposing it. And I know what you're gonna say. Oh, you should have voted for Kamala. Fuck that shit. Kamala would not have exposed the Epstein list. In fact, she would have happily never talked about it. So, think about this. She said she wouldn't do anything different than Biden. Biden never released the Epstein list, so she would not do the same either. But anyways, people like Bill Clinton went to Epstein's Island 17 times. Trump went there 8 times. Like, there's so many random ass figures who were basically buddy buddies and knew Epstein. And Trump went from this basically high ground of, I'm going to expose everything, tell the public everything, and here it's all going to go. They even handed out people binders, like literal TikTokers and shit. Like, oh yeah, this is the Epstein files. Like literal fucking trophies. Like, those people were excited. They handed them out like they were the $40,000 chocobos from the Magic the Gathering deck with Final Fantasy mixed into it. Like, they threw it out like that shit, basically. That's the hype that was in it. These people were happy. They immediately showed everyone their papers, which was like pretty much all black ink with almost no fucking words in it to begin with. And they were like, oh, we're gonna throw out the actual ones later. Then Trump yesterday dismissed it in such a horrible way. I did a video on it, but now we're here. And I'm sorry for bitching for like nearly 5 minutes, but this bitching is justified. This was something that he promised during his campaign, which, I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of presidents that say shit but don't actually go through with them. Trump was one of the few who was going through with so much of his stuff. A lot of people had belief in him, but now he backed off like, oh yeah, the Epstein list doesn't matter anymore. Oh, he's just a creep. Why are people still talking about him? Like, what the hell, Trump? Why is it now? Why is it now you're backing down after pretty much all the crazy shit you've done? Like, what's on that list that you don't desperately want to release it to the public? Because, like, now everyone is saying, oh, that never happened. That never happened. Like, dude, this was hyped up from day one. Anyway, after getting that rant out of my system, here I goddamn go.
Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. Donald Trump's administration is facing a full rebellion from the MAGA faithful, the most diehard, the people that spend all day online talking about Donald Trump. Some of the president's most strident supporters are furious at his Department of Justice.
I mean, to be honest, they are. This is like when H.W. Bush said, we're not gonna add more taxes. And then guess what he did? He added more fucking taxes. Anyways, it's like that. It's a campaign promise. And dude, people are furious. Well, anyways, I'll say this as a side note. If he manages to be bullshitting us just to get more news coverage to expose it later, that would be cool. But don't count on that. I'm not 100% certain. That's just some far off dream that probably will never come true. But anyways, let's keep going. Right, here's Donnie and the Epstein. Yeah, that guy. Remember, Epstein was old when Trump was young. Therefore, Epstein was old as fuck when he fucking died.
After concluded there would be no further disclosures of Jeffrey Epstein related documents.
Yeah.
And that, basically, everyone should just drop it and move on.
Yeah, dude. The backlash is fucking crazy. Like, this is one of those things where, man, it sucks. Cause like it doesn't matter. Cause like saying it doesn't matter is like absolute fucking bullshit. Everyone was waiting for this. Cause this is like, cause Jeffrey Epstein is basically like the first testament, and Diddy is the second fucking testament in terms of predators of this era. Like that's what it is. And then around the same fucking week too, Diddy completely survived just like that. And now we have Epstein. That's two super bad things, man. And Diddy, while he wasn't really a part of Trump or related to him, it still sucked ass that the diddler got away.
This comes after his attorney general, Pam Bondi, basically spent months hyping some sort of big reveal from the Department of Justice.
Exactly.
Epstein, of course, the disgraced New York financier who died in federal custody back in 2019 while facing child sex trafficking charges.
Yeah. And remember, 2019, Biden had a chance to release it, but he didn't. If Biden didn't release it, how would Kamala fucking release it? Just like I said earlier. But anyways, let's go back to this.
Related to what prosecutor says was a years-long scheme to abuse young women.
Yep. 14 fucking year olds, a bunch of little girls taken to this island, raped and brutalized for their goddamn fun and their circle jerk fucking corporations and shit. And remember, Jeffrey Epstein's wife is not innocent. She was happily a part of that shit. She's just as much as a predator as her husband is.
New memo from the DOJ reiterates the department's position that Epstein was not murdered, noting, quote, after a thorough investigation, FBI investigators concluded that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in his cell.
And this is the problem. Like both these things coincidentally not happening is crazy. Because like saying he's not murdered, but also saying there's no Epstein list. Like it could have been like one or the other, where there's no Epstein list, but yes, someone killed him, or he did commit suicide, but here's the Epstein list. Now, the chances of both those things being wrong is very, I wouldn't say 50%, because this is like borderline as true as a conspiracy theory could get, to the point where so much evidence points towards what they're telling us being completely wrong. And then this, the way that they're handling it just makes people even more like, you know, even more crazy about the handling of it. And it's just terrible all the goddamn round.
They even released nearly 11 hours of security camera footage from outside Epstein's cell that night of his death. Although, that...
Yeah, great. Now we get to look at a fucking worthless ass trash can for 11 hours. Great, thanks.
Will likely do little to quell the ongoing conspiracies, especially considering the video is missing an entire minute.
Yeah, exactly. That one fucking minute. And the thing is, the easiest way to prove that security camera's minute is like an actual glitch that happens every single night. It's just tell people what security system you were using, and then a random ass YouTuber could drop a video telling people the truth. Cause like if it's related to some shitty ass company that made that one defect in their camera, like I would get it. But anyways, that to me is still like potentially huge bullshit.
The DOJ attributes that to a long-standing glitch with the system. Despite all the Epstein didn't kill himself memes and the never-ending, increasingly baroque conspiracies, the MAGA faithful are really mad about this part of the memo.
Of course we are. This was a campaign promise. This isn't some, like, Weenie Hut Jr. shit. This is a fucking campaign promise.
Quoting it here. This systematic review revealed no incriminating client list.
Yeah, no client list.
There was no credible
Great.
evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties.
Bruh.
Now, that claim that there was...
What do you mean no uncharged third parties? Like, this man had an entire ring of, like, sketchy rich people by his side. There has to be at minimum one other person, besides his wife, who knew about all the child trafficking and all the child rape and all that degenerate, disgusting ass stuff.
There's no shadowy client list, ostensibly containing evidence that Epstein was secretly blackmailing political and financial and Hollywood elites. Certainly seemed to contradict what Trump's own attorney general said on television back in February.
Oh, God, let's see this.
One of the things that you alluded to, and this is something Donald Trump has talked about, the DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that.
Yeah. This is one of those cases where maybe she fucked up the wording. Like, there's potential. But, like, fucking up 2 or 3 times in a row like that, that's just sad on your part. Like, she never once denied, like, the Epstein list. She could have said, oh, we're working on the Epstein case, but we don't know if there's a definitive list at all. If they said that from the beginning, things would have gone a lot smoother. But this is absolute ass the way it's being handled. Like, absolute fucking dog water. And it's sad because a generally amazing presidency with so many amazing accomplishments, this one thing is definitely gonna hurt it.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. She did just say that, right? We just heard her correctly?
Multiple times.
Now her Department of Justice says no such list exists. But again, this wasn't just Pam Bondi misspeaking or speaking ambiguously, one-off remark. I mean, seriously, 4 months, this has been a drumbeat. She's promised some sort of big revelation from the documents. I mean, do you remember this? Back in February, the White House...
Yeah, exactly. They gave out all those random-ass TikTokers and influencers these things. Like, these guys thought this was the equivalent of pure fucking gold they could sell on the internet for like $100K, when it's just a shitty piece of paper with nothing but black ink on every single page. Like, this is how it would be like. There'd be an entire there'd be like an entire paragraph on that one page. And like everything except like 3 or 4 words would be blacked out completely in ink. And that's the Epstein files. Great, thanks.
House even held this big event with right-wing influencers sharing a bunch of what turned out to be previously reported in the public domain information. They had repackaged into a bunch of fancy binders, which they handed out to people. And so when the DOJ comes back basically yesterday and says, you know what, looked at it and turns out nothing to see here. Well, now that same right-wing media ecosystem is absolutely fuming.
This is not even a right-wing or left-wing issue, though. This is everyone deserves to fucking know what happened on Epstein's Island. Because that man was depraved. We gotta know the names of the people that were involved. And this is like the worst shit. This is not a right or left thing. This is the people versus a fucking child predator, multi-goddamn millionaire pedophile, man. This is what it is. This does a disservice to every single girl who was a victim to him.
The whole thing that this tape shows you.
Holy shit, Tucker Carlson. I haven't seen him in a while.
And kill himself is like a joke. But worse than that, it's a joke that we all get. Like, they're not fooling anybody. So I feel like we're at a dangerous point now.
So now by...
Holy shit, that's Alex Jones. Why does... Damn. Time really has not gone well for him. Like, look at him, man.
Coming in and being part of the cover-up, the Trump administration has... become part of it.
Yup, and that's the thing. Even if you weren't on the list, now you're part of it because you're helping cover it up for whoever the fuck is on that list. Whether it's one person, multiple people, like, who the fuck knows?
I mean, it's just you cannot see it any other way.
Or even multiple different countries that might be a part of that list.
So I just got to the office. I'm going to go throw up, actually. And this only happens every few years when something really, really bad happens or something. I mean, I'm physically going to puke probably right now.
Look at that.
Right now.
Look at that. You got your boy Alex Jones, the man who would have defended you from every fucking thing you've ever done. Like, you got your boy fucking sad. Look at this man. He looks depressed, man. Man, bro hurt Alex Jones, the guy who hates fucking gay frogs because of the water being put in it. Like, bro, you don't shit on your boy Alex Jones like that. Like, look at him. Like, look at him. He's literally about to cry.
I have integrity.
Like, look at this man.
I just really need the Trump administration to succeed and to save this country, and they're doing so much good.
Yeah, and look at that. Look at that. Alex Jones is crying, man. Like, you done fucked up when you make Alex Jones look like a reasonable human being. That's when you fuck up. You fuck up when you make a news agency that's entire purpose for the last goddamn God knows how many years was to make you look shitty no matter what you did. When you make them look reasonable. This is like the biggest problem with all of it.
And then for them to do something like this,
yep,
tears my guts out.
And it hurts, man.
Do you see what you've done, Pam Bondi? You have made Alex Jones cry and possibly puke, which he only does a few times a year because of how much integrity he has.
Yep.
In hindsight, though, I don't think that those people should be very surprised. As we have said before, repeatedly, this has been a consistent theme of our reporting here on this program. If you were a single-issue voter in 2024 and hating Jeffrey Epstein and people associated him was your only issue, Donald Trump should not have been the candidate for you.
I mean, I'm just gonna say it again. Kamala Harris wouldn't have gotten it either. Neither of them would have been your candidate if that was your only issue. If it was your only issue, you literally shouldn't have voted at all. That literally would have been the best and only choice for you. Kamala Harris would not have exposed it either. Because Joe Biden didn't expose it during his fucking presidency. So why would she? She said she would do nothing different than Biden. It doesn't change that.
Trump and Epstein were friends. Everyone has seen the photos and the...
Bruh, so was Epstein and Bill Clinton, man. This is so fucked up. There's so many people this man knew.
Party tapes at Mar-a-Lago where they seem to leer at women. And we remember when Trump famously told New York Magazine, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy."
Holy shit, yeah, terrific guy. Fuck, man, this is fucked up. I know they had a fallout eventually where Trump blocked him from pretty much every Trump tower. I don't remember when that fallout was. But this still, man, this is just still fucked up that he's defending this man. No, not defending, more like hiding whatever is related to Epstein.
He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the young.
Yeah. I know this was probably not meant to sound creepy, but in hindsight, it sounds creepy because Epstein is a fucking pedophile. He probably, I know there's not a high chance he meant like 14-year-olds, but when you're next to Jeffrey Epstein, like God knows how many years later, it sounds that way. Yeah, 2002. That's when I was fucking born, man. Like, I barely came out of my dad's balls in this fucking time. I barely came out of his balls here. That's how long ago it was.
Side. One of the women at the center of the Epstein sex trafficking case, Virginia Giuffre, who recently died by suicide, claimed that she was actually recruited as a minor by Epstein's collaborator Ghislaine Maxwell at Mar-a-Lago. And when
that sounds horrible. Is that his wife? Is that Melania? Was she really with him that long? I don't know for sure. I don't know, like, the entire Trump history.
And that collaborator was facing trial for sex trafficking. Donald Trump seemed oddly concerned about her.
Jesus.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and so a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering...
I'm going to say this. Bill Clinton, after he fucked a college girl, was more popular with women than he was when he entered the goddamn office. I'm not even joking. That's a little fun fact.
Do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. Her friend or boyfriend, Epstein, was either killed or committed suicide in jail.
Oh, yeah, the wife. Okay, she's probably like the girlfriend or wife or whatever of Epstein. Okay, now I know who she is. Yeah, I didn't understand the name until now I get it. So that lady was in on whatever deprived ass shit he was doing. There's a very high likelihood.
She's now in jail. Yeah, yep. I wish her well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well. Good luck.
Do you remember that? Remember that when Maxwell was being tried for sex trafficking and Donald Trump was asked about her?
Jesus damn. If that was the way he said it, that's fucked up. Because, like, that's the same shit with Diddy, man. Because, like, just because she's a woman does not excuse her actions of fucking child trafficking. Like, let's be honest. Women aren't excluded from being rapists and child traffickers, so she should have gotten the same treatment as Diddy. Public humiliation, everyone fucking hating her and wanting her to be, like, dead.
His first instinct was to be like, I wish her well. Used to know her back in the day in Palm Beach, saw her all the time. Now think back to the 2024 campaign. Do you ever remember Donald Trump talking about Jeffrey Epstein? I mean, all the crazy nonsense he said about all kinds of insane internet sewer gutter stuff. I mean, and then there's the JFK stuff and the Hannibal Lecter riffs you would do.
Oh yeah, the JFK. I know he did talk about the JFK. I can't say about Hannibal Lecter. I don't know any information about it, so I can't really talk about that.
But he conveniently never brought this case up.
Oh, wait, I do know this. But like, Eminem made a lyric. I'm Hannibal Lecter, just in case you're thinking of saving face. You won't have a place to stay after I'm through with this place, so Drake. That was in Forever. I do know that lyric. I do know that was a reference to, I guess, Hannibal Lecter taking faces. So I'll say that.
And then when he was asked about it, Trump gave this truly remarkable answer.
What is it?
Americans have lost a lot of trust in institutions, and I think there's been a lot of discussion, especially online and especially with young people. How do we rebuild that trust in institutions? The CIA, the FBI, all those institutions.
You rebuild that trust by dropping the Epstein list, putting all these people in jail, moving them all to Florida, and then after hanging and firing squads become legal again, do those. That's it. That's how you gain the public trust. Don't leave them in California. Don't leave them in New York, because the same thing that happened to Diddy will happen with them. Leave them in Florida. We'll deal with them, and that'd be it. That's how it goes. Or Texas, I guess, if you want that too. Just any state with the death penalty, and make sure it's one that's a little more lenient on putting the death penalty on people.
Institutions.
You're right.
Some people think that one way to build trust is to declassify things that everyone's talking
100%.
about. And you talked earlier about, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. So if you were president, would you declassify, you can answer yes or no to these. Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Bush is probably sweating his balls off when she said that shit. Yes.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Everyone's dead, so there's probably no one left who really would be scared of that one.
I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
That one, there's still people alive related to Epstein, and that's a big one that people need to know.
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would, or at least...
Do you think that would restore trust? Help restore trust?
Yeah,
that would restore trust. Being transparent is a great way to restore trust with the American people.
I don't know about Epstein so much as I do the others. Certainly about the way he died. It would be interesting to find out what happened there.
Yeah, exactly. Even the way he died. If Trump did an investigation on it, man, it would have been great, at least if we just got that bit of good news. But oh well, we didn't even get that.
That was a weird situation, and the cameras didn't happen to be working, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
Epstein, I don't know so much. I mean, this became a huge obsession of the kind of online MAGA right. I mean, really.
No, it's not an obsession with the online MAGA right. It's an obsession with people who believe in conspiracy theories, and also people who just had enough evidence to maybe prove that this shit did actually happen. Like, it's not all right-wing people. A lot of left-wing people probably believe in this shit too. Like, this is like pretty much the closest a conspiracy theory ever gotten to really being proven true that hasn't already been proved true. All you gotta do is drop the information, and then we can see if it's actually all 100% true, or if we're missing some details. But no, he's just scrubbing it under the fucking rug like it doesn't matter anymore.
Listen to how then podcaster Dan Bongino spoke about this earlier this year before joining the Trump DOJ.
Jesus.
This isn't about Epstein or 9/11 or JFK or RFK. It is, but it isn't. It's about a bigger thing. If you're lying about that, you're lying about everything. Who's on the Epstein tapes, folks?
We gotta know.
Who's on those tapes? Who's in those black books?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You don't have to release it if it has child porn in it. All you have to do is censor the fuck out of everything and just show the faces that you caught and nothing else. And if you want, you can cut out all the other things that relate to child porn, or just put a big black box over it, show their faces, say their names, and then we'll be done with this shit.
Why have they been hiding it?
Yep.
Good question, Dan Bongino.
I never knew that guy was in the Trump administration, so I'll say that much, though. I never even knew he was a part of the administration.
That was back in February. And here is Dan Bongino, just 2 months later, now installed as Trump's second in command at the FBI.
Second in command, damn.
You know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
Oh, God.
He killed himself. You want me to... I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
Jesus.
Kind of a different vibe. This idea that Donald Trump...
I'll say I learned a new thing, which is this guy exists and his opinion changed.
Of all people, was going to be the one to crack the Epstein case wide open, was always a ludicrous notion, a weird bit of projection. And it seems like MAGA world has finally figured that out. And despite all the furor from his base, and it's sizable today, Trump is desperate to talk about anything else.
Your memo and release yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. That's all. He said, why are you still talking about that creep?
Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering.
Like, if this is all a plot for him to get even more attention, then drop it, that'd be cool. But right now, I can't base it off of things that I don't even have proof that would even happen.
Mysteries. Can you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape?
Yeah, sure. If
could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still
I did a reaction to this part yesterday, so I'm not going to talk too much over it.
talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is
terrible answer.
Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're...
Just so you know, at the time it was, they released all the Epstein stuff 1 day ago. So it's basically a topic that's pretty new that they dropped the information they had.
Having some of the greatest success and also tragedy.
Also, side note, Marco Rubio always looks pissed off no matter where he is. And that's just more of a thing I notice seeing him on anything.
With what happened in Texas, it just seems like a desecration.
MSNBC. You know things are fucked up when I'm agreeing with MSBC. I don't know who this guy is, so I can't judge him personally. I'm not too big of a fan of these people, but I completely agree with so much of this, man. This is just sad because, as I said, this doesn't make a lot of the amazing things he's done, basically disappear like they never happened. This is just a big shit stain in like all the amazing things he's done before this. And I think that's the worst part. He got our hopes up for everything else. He actually accomplished a lot of goals he said he would. Not 100%. Some goals he got really close, or like as good as he probably could have gotten them. But then this is just a shit stain on top of that. And like, I'm not gonna brush over it. We're not gonna brush over it. We need to know. But for some reason, he doesn't want us to know. They don't want us to know, and we don't goddamn know why.